Welcome to Iguazu Falls, one of the most stunning natural wonders of the world. Nestled on the border between Argentina and Brazil, this breathtaking UNESCO World Heritage Site boasts a network of 275 cascading waterfalls stretching across nearly 2 miles of lush subtropical rainforest. With some falls towering over 260 feet, the thundering roar and misty spray create an unforgettable spectacle. We recently had the incredible opportunity to explore both sides of this awe-inspiring landmark, all within just 2 days from Buenos Aires. Get ready for a journey full of jaw-dropping views, unique wildlife, and practical tips to make the most of your own visit. In this video, we'll walk you through our entire itinerary, including how we visited the Brazilian side on day 1, explored the Argentinian side on day 2, and still made it back to catch our 5 p.m. flight home. We'll share everything you need to plan your own unforgettable trip, where we stayed, the full breakdown of our costs, and our insider tips for a smooth, stress-free adventure. So whether you're dreaming of standing in the midst of the falls or capturing breathtaking views for your travel memories, we've got you covered. Get ready for everything you need to know about Iguazu Falls. Let's dive in. If you're new here, we're two traveling after one, a couple of empty nesters on a mission to explore the world and share all the tips we pick up along the way. Like and subscribe to our channel for everything slow and nomadic travel, practical tips, destination guides, and in-depth information to help you plan your next adventure. Our adventure began bright and early with a 5 a.m. flight from Aeroparque Jorge Newbery, AEP, in Buenos Aires. For flights to Iguazu, you'll have 3 main options: JetSmart, Aerolíneas Argentinas, and Flybondi. Based on cancellation risk, price, and schedule, we chose JetSmart. Keep in mind it's always worth checking cancellation statistics for each airline to make an informed choice. Our tickets cost $327 round trip, which included just a personal item. For a bit of extra comfort, we paid to select our seats. To get to AEP, we pre-booked an Uber from our apartment for 3 a.m. in Palermo for just $6.64. We had no issue getting an Uber at that time, and the driver was even waiting for us out front when we came out of our apartment. This small modern airport was easy to navigate, and we breezed through security. One tip: keep an eye on your gate number. Flight gates at AEP tend to change frequently, and ours did too. The flight itself was quick, just 2 hours, but don't expect free snacks or drinks on JetSmart. Everything's available for a purchase, so plan ahead if you want a coffee or a snack mid-flight. Without checked luggage, we were out of the airport in no time. From there, it's incredibly convenient to hop on the Rio Uruguay bus, which is parked right outside of the terminal. Tickets are cash only and cost about $11 for 2 people, or 11,000 pesos. This bus took us directly to Puerto Iguazu's main bus station. After arriving at the Puerto Iguazu bus station from the airport, our first stop was the Rio Uruguay ticket window. We went ahead and purchased our round-trip bus tickets for the 8:30 a.m. trip to the Brazilian side of Iguazu Falls. The cost? 24,000 pesos, or about $24 for 2 people. We strategically chose a place to stay directly across the street from the bus station, making it easy to drop off our bags and catch the next bus to the Brazilian side of the Iguazu Falls. This saved us time and made our day so much smoother. After a quick bag drop, we stocked up on essentials like water at a small store outside of the station. It's important to come prepared for a day at the falls, so make sure to pack sunscreen, a hat, and plenty of bug spray. The weather here is much more humid than Buenos Aires, even on cooler days. And trust us, you'll want to avoid the bug bites. We saw quite a few visitors with some serious welts. Another pro tip is to skip the cologne or scented products. They'll just attract more insects. One other critical reminder: don't forget your passport. You'll need it to cross the border into Brazil. With our tickets in hands, we boarded the bus. The driver will tear your ticket in half when you board, so be sure to keep the other half and your return ticket safe for later. The bus itself was comfortable, with air conditioning, something we really appreciated in the rising humidity. Right on time, we were on our way to Brazil, ready to experience one of the world's most stunning natural wonders. Around 9 a.m., we reached the border crossing into Brazil. Here's an important tip: when the bus stops at the immigration terminal, be ready to disembark quickly. You'll want to be one of the first off, as the line for passport checks can grow fast. If the process takes too long, there's a chance the bus could leave without you, meaning you'll need to wait for the next one. Thankfully, immigration was a smooth process. Each person goes individually to the windows when called, where your passport is scanned. Unfortunately for stamp collectors, there are no passport stamps here, another sign of how things are changing with modern border crossings. Once cleared, head back out to reboard the bus. This is where you'll need that other half of the bus ticket, so don't lose it. Without it, you won't be allowed back on and will need to buy a new ticket. While we waited for everyone to finish immigration, a vendor boarded the bus selling Brazilian cheese bread filled with ham. We couldn't resist trying them. A bag of 3 cost 3,000 pesos, or about $3 US, and they were absolutely delicious, warm and cheesy, and perfectly satisfying. After everyone reboarded, it was a short and scenic drive to the entrance of Iguazu Falls. The drop-off point is also where you'll catch the bus for your return later, so take note of the location. Once you get off the bus at Iguazu Falls, your first stop will be the ticket machines. Buying tickets is quick and easy, they accept credit cards, and the cost for 2 people was $34.65. After grabbing your entry tickets, head into the large covered pavilion. If you're interested in the Macuco boat excursion, a thrilling ride that takes you up close to the falls, head to the right. Tickets for the boat cost $133.74 for 2 people. However, if you're not planning to do the boat ride, skip this step and head to the left, past the gift shop to join the line for the buses into the park. Don't worry about stopping into the gift shop now, you can check it out on your way out of the park. We joined the line for the park buses at 9:25 a.m. Even though it was a school day with several student groups visiting, the line moved quickly thanks to the frequent buses. By 9:40 a.m. we were boarding. Once on board, the bus takes you to 4 stops. 1, the long hiking trail. 2, the boat excursion. 3, the Falls Trail and the Hotel das Cataratas, a Belmont hotel. And 4, the Devil's Throat Lookout. If you've purchased tickets for the boat ride, we recommend getting off at the second stop first. The boat ride is an unforgettable experience, but you will get soaked. Starting here gives you plenty of time to dry off while staying cool as you walk along the trails afterwards. If you're skipping the boat excursion, get off at the 3rd stop. From here you can take the trail along the falls, which offers incredible views and ends at the Devil's Throat Lookout. For those with limited mobility or who prefer a more relaxed experience, stay on the bus until the 4th stop. This will take you directly to the lookout point at Devil's Throat for spectacular views without the hike. From hiking to breathtaking views and an adrenaline-pumping boat ride, there's something for everyone to enjoy on the Brazilian side of Iguazu Falls. We got off the bus at the 2nd stop at 10 a.m. and made our way to the jungle train for the start of the boat excursion. This short train ride takes you through the subtropical rainforest, giving you a sense of the immense land area surrounding Iguazu Falls. Once we arrived at the trailhead, a guide walked us down toward the river, pointing out fascinating plants and sharing insights about the rainforest ecosystem. It was a quick and easy walk, but packed with interesting tidbits. At the river, you'll find everything you need to prepare for the boat ride. Paid lockers to store your belongings, restrooms, and even some snacks and souvenirs. Boats depart every 10 minutes, so there's no rush. You'll have plenty of time. Now here's a heads up. You will get soaked. We're talking head to toe drenched. To stay comfortable, we recommend wearing a bathing suit or a poncho and leaving anything that you don't want wet in a locker. We wore rain jackets and wrapped our backpack in a plastic poncho, but the force of the water still managed to sneak through, especially at the collar and the tops of our waterproof boots. The boat ride itself was nothing short of spectacular. The views were incredible as the boat took us to the base of 3 different waterfalls, providing plenty of photo opportunities. But the real highlight was when we went into one of the waterfalls. It's exhilarating and an unforgettable experience. Throughout the ride, the crew captured the adventure on a GoPro, and at the end you can choose to purchase these photos or videos as a keepsake of your time at the falls. Whether you're seeking adventure or simply a unique way to experience the power of Iguazu Falls, the boat excursion is a must. Just be ready to embrace the water, but you'll love every second of it. After wrapping up our boat excursion, we took a moment to wring out our clothes and reapply sunscreen and bug spray, two absolute essentials for this trip. Once we were ready, we caught the next bus to stop 3, where the Cataratas Trail begins. You can walk from the boat excursion area to stop 3, but to save time and energy, we opted for the bus. It's a quick ride and a great way to rest before diving into more exploring. Directly across from where the bus drops you off is the iconic Belmond Hotel das Cataratas. Even if you're not staying here, the cocktail bar and restaurant are open to visitors. It's a gorgeous property and a perfect place to unwind after your hike. We'd recommend stopping by on your way out of the park. From here, we were ready to hit the Cataratas Trail and take in the most stunning views of the falls from every angle. The Cataratas Trail offers one of the most iconic ways to experience the Brazilian side of Iguazu Falls. This mile-long paved pathway is easy to follow with gentle inclines and some stairs along the way. It's perfect for soaking in breathtaking scenery at your own pace. Popular viewing spots can get a little crowded, especially on the walkways that stretch over the water. Be prepared to feel the mist. It's refreshing but can leave you pretty wet. Bringing a lightweight rain jacket or poncho is definitely a good idea to keep comfortable. The trail isn't just about the falls. The surrounding rainforest is teeming with life. We were lucky to spot colorful butterflies and some incredible bird species along the way, making the walk even more magical. Every bend in the trail reveals new jaw-dropping perspectives of the falls. The final stretch leads to a viewing platform with a sweeping panorama where you can feel the power of the cascading water and witness the beauty of rainbows forming in the mist. We took about 90 minutes on the trail, stopping often for photos and just to take it all in. Even with the crowds at the popular spots, the experience felt intimate and unforgettable. The trail captures the essence of Iguazu Falls, majestic, serene, and alive. From start to finish, the Cataratas Trail is an unforgettable walk through one of nature's greatest masterpieces and truly showcases the power and beauty of nature. The final stop on the Cataratas Trail brings you to the Devil's Throat Lookout. Here you can either wait for the elevator to the top or, like we did, take the stairs on the right. The stairs are a manageable climb and it's a quicker way to reach the breathtaking views above. Once at the top, you're greeted with incredible views of the falls plunging into the Devil's Throat. It's a fantastic spot for photos and a place to really feel the energy of Iguazu. We took a moment to relax at the nearby snack bar, enjoying a couple of popsicles and a refreshing beer. For $12.13, it was the perfect way to cool down and soak in the atmosphere. Feeling rejuvenated, we joined the line to board the bus back to the park entrance. The line looked long but moved quickly thanks to additional buses added for the rush of visitors. This is a great time to stop by the Belmond Hotel by getting off the bus at stop 3 if you want to grab a quick drink or meal before leaving the park. For us, exhaustion from the early morning wake-up won out, so we decided to head back to our hotel. It turned out to be the right call. As we exited through the gift shop, because what's a perfect adventure without that final stop, a torrential downpour started, complete with a brief power outage. Timing really was everything. After wrapping up our day at Iguazu Falls, we headed back to the bus stop to catch our ride to Puerto Iguazu. Remember, you'll need the return ticket you purchased in the morning. When boarding, the driver will rip your ticket in half again. Be sure to keep the remaining half handy for reboarding after immigration. Crossing the border back into Argentina was just as smooth as our morning trip. Make sure you've kept your passport easily accessible for this final check. We arrived back at the central bus station in Puerto Iguazu and decided to purchase our tickets for the next day's adventure to the Argentinian side of the falls. Tickets for the 8 a.m. bus cost us just $11 for both of us, one way, or 11,000 pesos. With our plans for the next day sorted, we walked across the street to our room, ready to unwind after an exciting day exploring the Brazilian side of Iguazu Falls. Our room in Puerto Iguazu was tucked away behind a gated entrance, leading to a cozy courtyard at the back of the property. Several apartments surrounded the central space, which featured a pool and plenty of places to relax. The studio apartment had everything we needed for a short stay: a comfortable bed, a clean environment, and thoughtful touches like coffee, a fully equipped kitchenette, and cooking supplies. It was the kind of place where you could settle in for several days or even a week. In the courtyard, there were seating areas to relax, a full barbecue setup, a pool, and a tranquil vibe that made us wish we were staying longer. It's the perfect spot for slow travelers or anyone wanting to unwind for a few days. If you're planning to cook, there's a grocery store just 2 doors down with everything you need. The apartment had all of the basics to prepare meals, making it a great choice for an extended stay. Our host was extremely welcoming and made check-in a breeze. We paid with a credit card, and the total for the night was $57, a fantastic deal for the quality and amenities. We'll share the link to this hidden gem in the description below. It's an excellent option for anyone visiting Puerto Iguazu. After a day of exploring, we took some time to unwind and enjoy the pool. Once we were recharged, we decided to splurge a little and book a reservation for dinner at La Toscana, an upscale trattoria that had come highly recommended. La Toscana did not disappoint. Located in a charming hotel, the ambiance was perfect for a memorable evening. The service was impeccable, and the food, well, it was worth every penny. We started with the raclette appetizer, a savory, cheesy delight that was both decadent and satisfying. Then came the star of the show, a Parmesan spaghetti prepared in a cheese wheel. The spaghetti was perfectly cooked, and the presentation of the food was fabulous. As lovers of Italian cuisine, we've had our share of pasta in Italy, but this dish was absolutely on par. Being in Argentina, we couldn't pass up the Parmesan beef, and it was everything we expected: tender, flavorful, and cooked to perfection. The gorgonzola gnocchi on the side were a perfect complement, and the gnocchi were like little pillows of perfection. To finish off the meal, we indulged in a creamy panna cotta dessert. Every bite was divine. In total, the meal came to $110, including a bottle of wine, which is on the pricier side, but the quality of both the service and the food made it completely worth it. If you're ever in Puerto Iguazu, La Toscana is an experience you don't want to miss. After our amazing dinner at La Toscana, we walked back to our accommodation, and on the way, we stopped at a convenience store to grab a water and snacks for breakfast. We also picked up some goodies for the next day's adventure at the Argentinian side of the falls. The next morning, we started our day with a hot cup of coffee and a simple breakfast before checking out. Since we were only carrying small backpacks, we didn't need to worry about checking luggage or dealing with lockers at either side of the falls. Although both the Brazilian and Argentinian sides have lockers for a fee, they tend to fill up quickly, especially on the Argentinian side, which is very close to the airport. Our plan was to keep our bags with us all day. Now, before you head out, make sure you've got on your sunscreen and bug spray. We found a great bug spray with 100% DEET that worked wonders. We'll drop a link for it in the description. There were lots of people at the falls who got some pretty nasty bites, so trust us, don't skip this step. Also, if you're heading to the falls, it's highly recommended to get your yellow fever and dengue vaccines if possible. The bugs around the falls can be relentless, and staying protected is key. After the quick breakfast, we walked across the street to catch the 8 a.m. bus to the Argentinian side of the falls. The bus left right on time, and we made a few stops around town to pick up other passengers. By 8:40 a.m., we arrived at the falls. Once we arrived, we got online to buy our tickets. There are ticket lines on both sides of the entrance, so be sure to check both lines for the shorter one. If you're short on time, you can buy your tickets online in advance. There were signs showing us that we could also buy them online on the spot if the line was too long, but it wasn't, so we waited. To our surprise, this was one of the few places where they've accepted American Express in Argentina. The tickets were 45,000 pesos per person, which showed up on our credit card as 3 separate charges: $54.52 for the Argentinian Falls entry, $28.78 for the national park fee, and $6.27 for a tourist fee, totaling $89.57 for 2 people. Once we entered the park, we noticed this side is a lot more focused on walking than the Brazilian side, with several exhibits to explore along the way in. The exhibits provide some fascinating information about the park's ecosystem and history. Before diving into exploring, we recommend heading straight to the booth to get your tickets to the El Diablo station. The tickets are timed and assigned by groups. We got there at 9 a.m. and scored tickets for the 9:45 train. While waiting, we took some time to explore the exhibits, which were both informative and a great way to pass the time. There's also an option for a boat tour here, but since we already did the one on the Brazilian side, we decided to skip it. This side offers a lot more trails to explore, and we wanted to make sure we had time for it all before our flight. After checking out the exhibits, we headed over to the main train station and lined up at 9:40 a.m., waiting for our group number to be called. The train ride was short and pleasant, though they do seat 4 per bench, which can get a little tight. When we got off at the El Diablo station, we headed straight for the El Diablo circuit. This metal walkway takes you directly over the falls and leads right out to the iconic Devil's Throat. It's one of the most popular spots in the park, so we recommend doing this one first to beat the crowds. The path to Devil's Throat was breathtaking, with vibrant butterflies fluttering around us and stunning views of the falls along the way. This perspective is so different from the Brazilian side, as you're now looking across at the final viewpoint over there. The boardwalk can get busy, especially at the end where it narrows and everyone gathers for photos. Be patient and take your time. The view at the end is absolutely worth it. You will feel the spray from the powerful falls. It's refreshing and not heavy enough to soak you, at least on our visit. Some people did wear ponchos or jackets, but we felt comfortable without them. After enjoying everything Devil's Throat had to offer, we made our way back to the train station to head to the Cataratas station. You can choose to walk along the trail, but we opted for the train to save our energy for the rest of the park. The walking path mostly follows the train tracks, so you're not missing much by taking the train. The train ride was quick and relaxing, giving us a chance to catch our breath and prepare for the trails to come. Cataratas Station is a convenient stop with facilities, a snack bar, and plenty of seating to take a break. You'll also find a booth for train tickets here, but remember, tickets are only needed for the train to Devil's Throat. If you're exploring the other trails, you won't need any additional tickets. Trains to the 2 other stations run approximately every 20 minutes. If you're planning to hop on, just line up and wait for the next available train. This station is also the starting point for both the upper and lower trails. Everything is well marked, so just follow the signs. Each trail is estimated to take about 90 minutes depending on your pace and how often you stop to soak in the views. We started our exploration with the upper trail, eager to see what this path had to offer. The upper trail offers breathtaking views of some of the park's most iconic waterfalls, including Dos Hermanas, 2 Sisters, Chico, and Bossetti. The trail was entirely on metal walkways, making it easy to navigate and providing numerous viewpoints to soak in the stunning scenery. Each stop offers a unique perspective, from close-up angles of cascading water to panoramic views of the lush surroundings. One of the highlights of the trails is a chance to watch the boat excursions from above as they approach the base of the falls. It's a great spot to snap photos of the boats braving the mist. Drones aren't permitted in the park, so enjoy the natural beauty the old-fashioned way with your binoculars, camera, or smartphone. The upper trail loops back to the main pathway where we started. To access the lower trail, head down to the right. You'll find two options to descend, a ramp to the left of the lighthouse-like structure or stairs to the right. We chose the stairs as they were more direct. The lower trail takes you closer to the falls, offering a completely different perspective from the upper trail. Here you'll feel like you're in the heart of the action with views of the falls from below looking up. This proximity allows you to appreciate the immense power and beauty of the waterfalls as they thunder down around you. Along the trail, there are several incredible vantage points, each closer than the last. You might even catch a refreshing mist at certain stops, perfect for cooling off after the hike. The trail also highlights the park's vibrant biodiversity, with butterflies and birds adding an extra touch of magic to the experience. After finishing the lower trail, we made our way back to Cataratas station to catch the next train to the main station. Once we arrived back at the main station, we decided to grab 2 lemon slushies. At about $8 US for both, they were the perfect way to cool off after a day of exploring. We sipped on them as we made our way back out of the park, soaking in the last views. Outside the park entrance, there was a row of taxis ready for passengers. The fixed price for a ride to the airport was 18,000 pesos, or about $18. And we managed to find a driver, Miriam, who didn't charge an extra fee for paying by credit card. Miriam was incredibly friendly, and her car was brand new, spotless, and air-conditioned, making for a pleasant ride to the airport. For comparison, taking the bus would have required heading back to the central station in Puerto Iguazu, and then catching another bus to the airport, which would have cost 22,000 pesos for 2 people, or about $22. The taxi was faster, cheaper, and far more convenient. If you'd like to book Miriam in advance for your trip, here's her WhatsApp QR code. She comes highly recommended. With everything wrapped up, we said goodbye to Iguazu Falls and headed to the airport in plenty of time for our 5 p.m. flight. The taxi ride to the airport took just 12 minutes, and we arrived around 3 p.m. Thankfully, there were no lines at security, so getting through was quick and hassle-free. If you have a credit card with Priority Pass lounge access, like the Amex Platinum, Iguazu Airport has a lounge that's perfect for waiting for your flight. The lounge was right across from our gate and offered everything we needed to relax before our flight. There was free beer and wine, a great selection of cold foods, clean and spacious bathrooms, and plenty of outlets to charge our devices. We took advantage of the lounge to have a bite to eat and recharge both our devices and ourselves after a long and exciting day. Interestingly, the only flight cancellation we noticed was from Flybondi. Fortunately, our flight was on schedule, so we had no issues. Relaxed and refreshed, we wrapped up our time in Iguazu and boarded our flight, taking with us unforgettable memories of this incredible destination. After landing back in Buenos Aires, we ordered an Uber for $6, which conveniently picked us up right at the curb outside the airport. If you prefer a taxi, there's a stand across from the McDonald's in the arrival area with a QR code where you can order one. This system shows you what the price is up front. Once booked, you head out to the curb, select your taxi, and pay the driver directly. With evening traffic, it took about 25 minutes to get back to our apartment in Palermo, where we capped off our day with a well-deserved soak in the hot tub. To sum up our trip, we took so many photos, enjoyed a fabulous dinner, and had an unforgettable time. We truly believe it's worth visiting both the Brazilian and Argentinian sides of Iguazu Falls. Each offers a unique perspective and breathtaking views, making it an incredible experience. Here's a full breakdown of what we spent. Transportation was $404.51. Entrance fees were $257.96. Food and drink was $146.46, and accommodations were $57.73. Flights are a significant expense and tend to get pricier during the high season. We recommend booking early and timing your visit around the best flight deals. We also saved by skipping checked luggage and carry-ons, which added flexibility to our trip. For dinner, we splurged, but there are plenty of more affordable dining options available. We hope you enjoyed coming along with us for this bucket list adventure. If you have any questions or want to share your own Iguazu experience, feel free to comment below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more slow travel content. See you next time, and happy travels!